Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NetBird YouTube channel. In this one, we are going to be covering our proxy clusters, or better known as Bring Your Own Proxy. This new functionality is going to allow you to run your very own proxy on your very own infrastructure. And the beautiful thing is this will work with NetBird Cloud. Now, of course, this is going to work under self-hosted. All the process and everything's going to be the same, but I'm going to be showing you this on cloud because this is where you truly get some benefit compared to self-hosted. Because with self-hosted, you're already really using your own proxy. You can still cluster and make new proxies in different locations on self-hosted. All the steps, everything is going to be the same. Down below, we will have a link to our documentation that goes over this, all of the benefits, including full control over the traffic. You can have a specific geographic placement. So for this example, I'm just going to be hosting this on some VPS, and all the TLS certificates and all that are going to be completely under your own domain. And it's actually pretty easy to do. There's some notes here I do recommend you go ahead and check out, including more detail on how it works, everything that you're going to need to get all this set up, and some prerequisites here. Now, before anything, of course, you are going to want to do this on your very own domain, and there are going to be an A record and CNAME that you're going to want to set up here. We have this domain here, netbird.us. We use it mostly for testing and things like that. But of course, you're going to want to go to your domain, and there's two things you're going to want to do. First, add an A record. If you're on Cloudflare, make sure it's not proxied. And for this, I'm going to set this at the domain proxy.netbird.us, of course, proxy.whatever yours is. You technically can even do this on the root domain if you want to. For this test, I'm going to be using Vultr. Any VPS, any service provider is going to work perfectly fine, but we recently added a little one-click marketplace app within the Vultr marketplace. If you're interested in spinning up NetBird that way, we're going to drop in the IPv4 address there and hit save. Additionally, you're going to want to add a record. This is going to be a CNAME, and we're going to just point this to that actual proxy subdomain. So proxy.netbird.us, of course, replacing it with your own. And we are not going to want to proxy this. And for the name, we're actually going to want to do this as a wildcard. And then for the target, that is going to be the same domain as the A record that we created. So click save on that, and then we're basically good to go. So now within our NetBird dashboard, all we're going to want to do is go over here under reverse proxy, go down to clusters, and we can see our default cluster right here. It's just EU NetBird services. I'm in the US, I don't want to use the EU cluster, so I'm going to use my own. So let's set up a self-hosted cluster and type in the domain that we set up. So for me, it's proxy.netbird.us, and then we'll continue. It's going to go over those A records right there. You can copy and paste them directly from there, and then continue. Now here it's going to generate, but this is basically everything that we're going to need to run. Do note that on whatever VPS you're running, this is going to be a normal proxy, so you're going to need port 80 and 443 open and ready to go. Real quick, I'm going to need to log into the VPS because I have not done any of the prerequisites for this. So we're going to SSH on in. Yes, this is my server, and then drop in our password. So from there, with anything, let's make sure everything's all up to date. So apt update, as well as an apt upgrade, and yes, do everything. I'm going to need to grab Docker, and while that finishes, we'll actually head over here and I'll show you real quick that if you do prefer Docker Compose, you have that option, all pre-formatted, nice for you, or we have Kubernetes if you're a true DevOps guy, but me, I'm not, so I'm going to go Docker Compose. That's my preference. So let's give that a copy, and then on to the VPS that I'm going to run this on. First, let's keep this a little organized. Let's make a new directory. We'll just call it NetBird Proxy, and then go into that directory, and then I'm going to make our new Compose YAML and drop this on in. Everything is there, good to go. Do note, we have all of our environmental variables here. Just make sure everything looks right. If you want to use our new private services feature, make sure you keep this as true. But other than that, we look good to go. So let's save that, close it out, and simply do a Docker Compose up. Now, I am not going to do -d because I kind of want to see. I want to see if everything is going to work well for us here. And we got the initial mapping sync complete. I do believe we're good to go. So now if I go over here and I click on Finish Setup, well, you look at that. We now got proxy.netbird.us as a cluster. You can see this is self-hosted on our own infrastructure with both custom ports and private available. So now, and this is kind of the main benefit of this, if we go over to services and let's add a service. I just spun up one thing real quick. It's just this incomplete or not set up Jellyfin instance. So I'll call it something like Jelly. And you can see I could either use the free EU netbird.services domain, or I could use my very own proxy.netbird.us right there. Add the target. I am just going to select the one peer I have set up. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the port 8096 for Jellyfin. Add that target. All that looks good to go. Here you could add additional authentication, make it NetBird only access if you want to. But for me, for this test, I'm just going to keep everything open and keep all that as is, add the service. It's going to go ahead and issue our certificate for us. You can see that took almost no time at all. And now if I go over to jellyfin.proxy.netbird.us, it is going to open my Jellyfin instance. Jellyfin is running locally in a Proxmox VM here. NetBird Cloud is kind of managing everything. The traffic is actually being funneled through the proxy and exposed to the open internet. Thus, on my home network, I have no exposed ports, nothing like that. I'm using my own infrastructure for actually moving data externally, and it's all done within NetBird Cloud. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, of course, you can set this up on self-hosted, but I just want to show you how nice, quick, and easy that is to do. And if you are going to do this, again, I highly recommend you read through all these docs, because it's going to go through a variety of different things, managing tokens, and a bunch of stuff that I didn't cover in this video. So the docs are important. Read them. Subscribe to this channel because we upload awesome content just like this, going over NetBird features and tutorials, as well as other generic kind of home lab self-hosting stuff that helps you grow and expand your own infrastructure. With all that, I do hope you have an absolutely beautiful day, and goodbye.